the things I was very interested in when I got the screenplay at the first place. And then already in the auditions, we tried out to play those parts. And yeah, I mean, for an actress, it's a great thing to be able to play so many characters in one movie. Because I'm always seeking for different parts that I don't get to play always just the same kind of character. Because people like in the industry, it's very easy that you fall into one category and then you always repeat the same parts in the same genres, and yeah, you don't want to do this. I work a lot with body language. And when I worked on those characters, I met with the actors who played them in the hotel world, and we studied together. Like I asked them to play a scene for me, and then I would watch and repeat it in their way of doing it to get used to their body language, so that I can kind of imitate it when I'm playing their parts in the real world. I watched some of those movies, and also I read some books, but I think I just thought about the screenplay and what it means to me and what the director wants to tell us, like what kind of message maybe could it be. And yeah, that was a big part of the preparation. And then, as I said, I met the other actors, and also we auditioned a lot, because when I got the part, the director wanted to audition all the other actors with me, so that she could see if the relationship between us works out. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I think that's her favorite, and maybe she was inspired by it, and so she wanted me to see it. Well, we shot part of the movie, like the hotel part in Faust, Germany, in a real hotel, and there are some stories that there live some ghosts and stuff. So sometimes people would come at night and crash our set because they were hunting ghosts. Whatever. And the other part, like the real world, we shot in Bremen, which is a small but nice city in Germany. And I haven't been there before, so it was nice to be there for a couple of weeks. And also we had, like, I think almost 40 shooting days, maybe 36 or something, which is quite a lot. Yeah, especially, yeah, I mean, like independent movies don't have a lot of money, so shooting days is something very nice to have. And so we were quite chill on set, which is nice. We weren't so stressed out, and we had some time to rehearse and get into it. Yeah, the first version I read, there was a scene where Frau Franke, Mrs. Franke, entered the real world. But I said, just in the context, I asked her why exactly, or I don't really get why, what's the reason here, and she couldn't really explain it to me. So, and then at the end of the conversation, we just changed the scene, and so right now, as you just saw, she never enters the real world, but I don't think that it's a problem, or because for me it makes sense that she's somehow the voice in your head that decides which character goes into the real world, and is kind of
mostly.
What?
She mostly decides.
Mostly, yeah. Yeah, she's like maybe the most grown-up part, or the rational part. Yeah. It's not about multiple personalities. It's more about the fact that every one of us behaves different in different moments of their lives, or with different people in different situations. And she wants to make a movie, a life-affirming movie, about the fact, or about a young adult who struggles with the burden not to know who she wants to be or what she wants to do with her life. And yeah, and maybe she wanted to make a movie that shows people that they should embrace their personalities and their different parts, and maybe and not categorize yourselves all the time. I mean, we are very complex creatures, but we used to, or yes, very often we think that we should be this one way, or we draw a picture of ourselves, even in our own minds, and then we put ourselves in categories, and we don't have to do that. I think she feels well when she's in her head, because she feels it's like the comfort zone. But the problem is when she enters the real world, that many people around her and different situations to deal with, and and also she's kind of lost because she don't know what she really loves. And I think the whole movie is about her learning that there are actually people that loves her, and she can be herself. She doesn't have to try to be someone else, but there are also lines you shouldn't cross, and people have emotions, and she can't just overcross those lines of her friends all the time. And I think it's very important that she learns that those people, Hazi and Katja, they really love her for who she is, but she has to accept this love to be a good friend also, and to appreciate it. I have a lot of friends who doesn't really know what they want to do with their lives, and they have all those privilege and wealth, and still they are unhappy. And I think this kind of burden that you should know today what you want to do and who you want to be, and you have all those options and many chances, and also I think it's a lot easier to talk about mental health these days than it was earlier, which is a good progress, but also, I mean, there's the scene in the beginning in the bathtub where she says, please diagnose me somehow, to her friend Katja, because she wants to have a diagnosis just to have a reason to feel bad on some days.
And someone will tell you how to treat it and what to do about it.
Yeah, and I think that's a very nice scene, where it's a good metaphor for the society we live in. But I think, I mean, the movie shows her in those very explicit situations, but I think there are a lot of situations that are not part of the movie, but they're in between, and she's not always the kid or the girl or the boy, but I think it's just the idea, what the message that the director wanted to tell us is more explicit when it's shown in the movie. It takes her a lot of time to really learn, and I think the last scene in the bathtub when Hazi tells her, I forgive you, I really love you, and Katja forgives her, and then she's doing this thing, and all the characters get back into her. I think this is the moment where she really embraces her all of her personalities, and she accepts. And then Hazi asks her, are you okay? And she just says yes, and this is finally she feels herself with all her characters, and all the whole person that she is, and not just always one of the persons.